Okay, I think what I've decided to do is a quick show and tell of some of the things that I'm experimenting with and some of the things I've made, some of the things I'm thinking about working on. The first that I'll share is a series of these illustration styles that are done in more of a woodcut style. So I've developed this brand called Grails, all about finding holy grails when you're collecting, more specifically vinyl records, but anybody who collects something that they're really looking for, they often will call it a holy grail. So I've been working on this woodcut style that I can apply to really simple, like sketches, vector illustrations, and so forth. And I started sort of in this range, and so I'm just printing these out at home on cardstock, just to get a feel for the illustration style. But I've posted some of these in the past. But it's kind of fun to see where things are going from an illustration style, and what kind of details I can surface to make it look like woodcut or lino cut. And just yesterday, I worked on this piece. So this one came out really cool. I had worked on, in my sketchbook, this creature that devours cassette tapes. And so this is just me developing that style and then layering this over like a collage in the background to get some interesting texture and color and so forth. So I thought that was pretty cool and thought I would share that. Another thing that I'm up to, so I did a Conqueror challenge. It's a 45-mile walk, 72-kilometer walk, virtually in Tokyo through an app. And so when you finish, which I happen to finish really quickly because I walk about 5 miles a day usually, they send you out an actual medal, like almost like an Olympic medal, but these are really nicely designed. This one was for the Tokyo Virtual Challenge, and I loved the graphics and the design of the medal. Really nice piece with lots of great detail. But what I didn't realize, the backside had Lucky Cat on the backside of it, so that was kind of a fun surprise, but really cool details. This is a really well made, very heavy, well painted metal design. So anybody interested in taking a physical challenge, look into Conqueror, Conqueror, CONQUEROR virtual challenges. It's a really neat way to get some physical activity, and they got some nice rewards. You can virtually walk, bike, run different cities, different national parks and things like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. Thought I would share that. Another thing that I've been kind of just doing in between things is some paper craft. And so I found these online. These are really simple paper models that you can print out and trim with X-Acto blades and then glue together. Now, I will say I'm on the learning curve with the actual gluing. Some of these angles can be really tricky when you're folding it, but I happen to use like paper art glue. This brand is Beacon Zip Dry, and it dries, and then you can kind of scrape off if you get a little bit of extra glue on things, but really good for paper art projects. So this one is the Missile Command Cabinet, which I love the graphics on. You can see everything is to scale, and all the original Atari graphics are on the side of the cabinet. And then one of my favorite cabinet designs, Defender, Williams Defender. I just love the spray paint stencil art that they painted on the side of the arcade cabinet. So yeah, this is all just folded paper. If you do a Google search, I bet you could find these pretty easily, but I forget what scale they are, but these projects take about 20, 30 minutes or so to trim out and glue. But I'm getting a little better at it. So I may make a few more of these kind of fun distraction. You know, I know a lot of people like puzzles and games. Just happens to be a good thing to spend some time doing. Next up, I think probably last for what I'll share is just some things I've been working up in my sketchbook. So I've just been sort of getting back into the practice of sketching, multiple times per week, sometimes daily, depending on my mood. And I have several Pinterest boards that have inspiring things that I like to sketch and doodle. Obviously, I like a lot of the Japanese culture and vintage Japanese toy design and things like that, just to play around and mess around, create little creatures. Doing copying the illustration style on old scratch and sniff stickers. But, the sketchbook is a great place for me to work out ideas and just kind of noodle up ideas for little mini illustrations or little posters or just ideas that I'm working on. Just getting in the habit of making marks on paper so that I don't lose that muscle memory and that skill. I like to sort of work out the idea, make lots of shorthand notes, little concept sketches, thumbnail images, and so forth, to work out different ideas for designs. And of course, I like to just mess around and sketch pop culture stuff like Peanuts and Good Luck Kitties and all kinds of fun things. I think this is one that I shared on social media recently. I was just creating, the inspiration behind this guy here came from some sketches in my sketchbook and showing him in different dynamic poses, getting ready to devour cassette tapes. So I think it'd be fun to turn more of these into some really simple drawings or illustrations. So that's basically it for today. Just wanted to share some quick things. Hopefully you enjoyed getting a peek on some of the experiments I'm working on. So here you're seeing some letter formation artwork that I had worked on, and I'm revisiting this style. This was originally the style that I started with when I started getting into generative AI artwork, and I really love the texture and the lighting and the materiality of these, what I call letter formations. So they're suggestive of different letters and ligatures and characters and so forth. But I just love the expressive quality of these images and, the collage nature of these images. So this was one particular one that I really enjoyed revisiting. Same with this one. A lot of really beautiful composition stuff, a lot of great color and depth and visual interest to this one. So I've just been enjoying revisiting these and getting back into doing some more abstract work like this. This one turned out really nice, almost like hieroglyphics or just lost language scribed on these pieces of slate or metal, getting all this rich texture from the gold and the bronze and more of like a slate and stone and metal and rust. I just thought this turned out really nice. This one was more of a found paper collage, cut paper style. Whether these are like magazine or book clippings or handwritten characters on paper and then cut paper over top. I like playing with these ideas and seeing where I can take this. This was another piece that had a very painterly quality to it, like gouache in the background with some handwritten characters and then, these larger pieces of cut paper or written characters over top of the painted background. I thought this turned out particularly beautiful. I like the color scheme on this one. And then, of course, I just mess around with different things. I have this idea of creating an alternate character, a model, like a plastic model, resin, toy style character collectible for this, not the creature of the Black Lagoon, but of the Turquoise Lagoon. So he lives in a slightly more beautiful version of the lagoon.